Good part of the day, dear students. Today's topic is sightseeing places. Sightseeing city tour. Here I have chosen sightseeing places of Uzbekistan. Okay, we shall move. Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is one of the fascinating countries in Central Asia. Asia and famous for its great Silk Road cities of Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva, twice the size of the United Kingdom. It has a rich cultural heritage and a long history steeped in traditions. You won't surprised to learn that it's home to 4 significant UNESCO World Heritage Sites and 6 UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage listings. Another 30 are waiting in the winners on the tentative list. From such a rich list of important places to visit, things to do, and enormous variety of sightseeing tours on offer, we are and I present you our pick of Uzbekistan's travel places to visit. Uzbekistan. Samarkand. Samarkand is considered as a crossroads of culture. Its official moniker used to describe the city as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Samarkand conjures up images of ancient times, sounds almost mythical, conjures up, makes us recall. However, this is no fairy tale. Samarkand today is a lively city that cherishes its traditions. Archaeological exhibitions have revealed a history which dates back to 3,500 years. The town of Afrasiab was founded in the 7th century BC. The area was continuously inhabited and served as a melting point of diverse cultures. Inhabited. Melting point of diverse cultures. It was conquered by Alexander the Great, Iskandar Zulkarnain, and Genghis Khan was the subdued capital of the Timurid Empire, played an important role in the development of Islamic architecture and arts. You won't want to miss the Registan Square, the Bibi Khanım, Pur Enver Mausoleums, Shah Zanda Complex, Afrasiab, Ulug'bek Observatory. Samarkand, and now turn to Bukhara. Historic center of Bukhara has been an important base for Islamic theology, diplomacy, science for several centuries. Its well-preserved city center was recognized by UNESCO as an exemplary medieval city. City planning, urban, economic and scientific development in Bukhara had a large impact on the Islamic world in the Middle Ages. Early architectural monument is the tomb of Usman Samani, dating back to the 10th century. For 7 centuries up until the 16th century, it was the largest Islamic center for the study of Sufism, with hundreds of mosques, madrasas, learning places. World-renowned scholar Avicenna Ibn Sina was born near Bukhara, grew up there. While in Bukhara, we would recommend you to taking a stroll around the old city to savor its architectural legacy. Imagine yourself bargaining that they would have done in medieval times. This is Bukhara. And now turn to Khiva. Khiva is the first UNESCO World Heritage Site in Uzbekistan. It was inscribed in 1990, noting its importance in the exceptional heritage of ancient Silk Road traditions. Ichankala, which literally translates as the inner part of the old city, surrounded by silk mud walls. It contains 51 monuments. Is also around 250 households still make their home inside the Chankala. It feels more like an open air museum. Looking down from Islam Hoja minaret, it's still hard to believe that we are living in the 21st century. Here in Hiva, the scholar Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, was born, introduced algorithms to the world, take a guided tour to get to know the stories that feature in the history of this fascinating city. In one Ichankala, there are 51 monuments, so it's called Open Air Museum. Now turn to Shahrazabs, this flourishing city with a picture of Shahrazabs. Shahrazabs, this flourishing city of the Timurid Empire is the birthplace of great medieval conqueror, statesman of the Timurid Empire, Amr Timur. It has exceptional monuments from the 14th to 15th centuries, so its history dates back to 2000 years. Its historic center retains sarcophagi and the layout of the original Timurid city planning. Amr Timur ordered to build Aksaray, a white summer place to be built as well as his own grave. Tamerlana's summer place was one of the highlights of Timurid architecture. These days you can still see the remains of the palace's 65-meter high monumental gates. This is Shahrazab's, and now turn to Tashkent. Tashkent, considered as the capital of Uzbekistan, population of 3 million people, largest city in Central Asia. This large metropolis city reflects historical development of the country, from its archaeological monuments of Oriental design to its Soviet planned street layout and its modern glass-white buildings. Area of modern Tashkent was already settled in the 5th to 3rd centuries BC. Its name literally translated as stone city, Tashkent, and it has been destroyed several times in history, and the largest damage came from the earthquake that happened in 1966, when many of its ancient and historical monuments were destroyed. Thus, Tashkent today is a modern city with a wide variety of restaurants, shopping opportunities. Tashkent is considered the most fascinating and exciting place compared to other cities of Uzbekistan, because there are political, economical, entertainment, entertaining, social, educational, and sport facilities and places to walk around, to see, to visit, to admire. At Aydarköy Lake and Urata Mountains. These ones. Aydarköy. Aydarköy is a semi-artificial, Yarmsuni artificial lake created as a result of Soviet agricultural planning. One of the sides of Aydarköy, there was once a small seasonal lake that used to dry up completely in hot summers. In summer 1969, high water source in Darya overflowed the irrigation reservoir dam and water flooded the lowland beneath. Today, lake covers area of around 4,000 square kilometers, stretches for 250 kilometers in length, sits right in the middle of the Kızılkum Desert. It's a unique place to sleep in a yurt. This is yurt. To sleep in a yurt, surrounded by desert, and ride horses or camels. If you would like to support ecotourism in Uzbekistan, there is a possibility to drive further to Nurata Mountains. There are local guest houses where you can stay overnight, do some hiking, and now, Termes. Few tourists ever have a courage to drive as far as Termes. It's a pity. It's a place of exceptional historic importance, with a wealth of intriguing archaeological sites from pre-Islamic times. In the 16th century BC, Termes was already known to Archimedes. It was later conquered by Alexander the Great. City's medieval fortifications ran for 10 miles. famous Moroccan traveler Ibn Battuta wrote in terms of lively bazaar, fine buildings, canals, and gardens. It's still possible to see the ruins of Karatepe, Payastepe, two important ancient Buddhist monasteries, plus Kyrgyz fortress, Kyrgyz Kalesi. Archaeological museum is one of the best one in Central Asia. You can visit the famous Termos Archaeological Museum to learn about millennia of history, where religions of Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, and Islam dwell. Following the museum, you can visit archaeological sites such as Payastepe, Kemper, Tepe. This one is ancient fortress ruins. Ancient Khwarezm was known for its numerous fortresses rising above the deserts of Kızılkum. Kızılkum sahrasından balandroq ko'tarilib turgan qalalar. There are fortresses dating back more than 2,200 years. Most of them were settlements. Fortresses with walls that could be seen from other fortresses, thus designed to help to maintain control over the region, to pass on messages. There are numerous legends connected to each of these fortress ruins, rich archaeological findings. One of the most special is called Chilpik, which used to be a place for Zoroastrian burial practice. Dead bodies were left there for years. Cleaned bones would be collected to be buried in Asuris. Explore different ruins of ancient fortresses. This one is Fergana Valley. What is it? The Fergana Valley has been and still is an important crossroads of different religions, cultures, and nations. Split between Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, it shows the diversity on each side. Har tomon Tajikistan, Kazakhstanning har tomon madaniyatni ko'rsatib beruvchi. In Uzbekistan, Fergana Valley is home to important medieval Silk Road stops of Andijan, Kakan, Fergana, and Namangan. Its horses known as the Heavenly horses, highly valued in China for several centuries. Founder of the Mughal Empire, Babur was born in this region. Fergana has fascinating stories to reveal, maintains its old traditions of pottery, crockery, silk production, which make for interesting excursions. This is handmade things from Fergana Valley people. Karkalpakstan. Next is the capital of autonomous republic within Uzbekistan, Karkalpakstan. It's located in the north of the country, next to the Aral Sea. So it can't measure up to Uzbekistan's Silk Road cities such as Khiva, Bukhara, Samarkand. In terms of impressive agriculture, it does showcase the history of Karkalpak people with its beautiful jewelry, tapestry, and other natural artifacts. Arkeologik imoratlarning taassurotligi bilan Xiva, Buxoro, Samarqandga teng kelolmasa ham bu nukus shahrimiz o'zining taqinchoq, kashtachilik va boshqa qo'l yasalgan buyumlari bilan mashhur hisoblanadi. However, one of the most intriguing museums to be found in Nukus, which contains Sovietsky collections of art forbidden in the Soviet Union. From Nukus, you can drive to the Aral Sea. Aral Sea was once a large, important navigable sea in Central Asia, split between Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. It had rich resources for industrial fishing. Local canned fish was produced. Moynak was once one of the many flourishing fishing towns on the shores of the Aral Sea. But since 1960, the Aral Sea has been rapidly shrinking. As a result of the water diversion, overuse of the river water for irrigation purpose, irrigatsiya maqsadlari sifatida daryo suvining o'ta darajada ko'p foydalanish jihatidan 1960-yillar oldingizda torayishni boshlagan. What was once water is now a desert, littered with rusting hulks of ships, beached forever in a chilling reminder of the fragile balance between nature and humans. And now, dear students, turn to our extra materials. As today's topic is directly linked with travel, I have got something for exercises directly linked to topic. For example, travel. How useful do you think travel agents are? How accurate do you think holiday brochures are? Would you like to go on a package holiday or guided one? Which one do you prefer? These are brainstorming questions for you. And now, task A requires you to find the meaningful ending of each sentence. For example, we spent the whole day lying on the beach, and it goes one EST. Second one, it took 2 hours to reach the castle. Castle sportçu 3 saat vakit geçti. The flight took our 16 hours. Yes, flight took our 16 hours. And you must continue like that. Task B, here you are supposed to find appropriate verb for nouns and for appropriate structure. For example, time passes or takes. Time passes. Something takes time. It takes time to do something. Spend time doing. And now you must continue like that. Obligation and ability. Task C, you are supposed here to complete the sentence using appropriate verb or adjective or noun. For example, granddad is our 90 now. He is not really capable of traveling on his own. You must continue like that. As soon as we completed, the manager said he would organize for us to move to another room. It can be organized, it can be arranged. He would arrange for us to move to another room. Yes. And you must continue like that. Once I had gone through the departure lounge, they wouldn't allow me, they wouldn't allow me go back into the main part of the terminal building. They worried the economic crisis might cause a number of holiday companies to go bankrupt. Here it goes cause. Yes. You must continue like that. Complete the patterns. Task D, you should find appropriate form of the verb. It can be infinitive, ing, or infinitive without to. For example, make somebody do, cause somebody to do, arrange for somebody to do something, let somebody do. You must continue like that. Obligations and ability. Here, exercise E. Here are given 6 sentences. You must find which ones are correct, which ones are incorrect, and as well as make some kind of explanation of your choice. For example, after a lengthy court case, the airline was made to pay, not pay. So the first one is not true, incorrect. We cross here and was made to pay. Was made to pay compensation to the customers who had been affected. Second one, we were made to put on life jackets and go up on deck for a safety drill. Yes, it's correct. We were forced to take off our shoes before we could get on the plane. It's also correct. You must continue like that. Task F, here you are supposed to find appropriate verb form. It can be infinitive or infinitive without to or ing. For example, be made to do, make somebody do, and be made to do, be forced to do, be allowed to do, be let. It means rented. Develop your use of English. Here are 6 then 12 verbs. You must allocate these verbs according to the usage. Whether they use it with to or without to, whether they require ing or whether they require object or don't they require object. For example, Agree with somebody, something. The last one is like that. Announce, approve, claim, mention, say, suggest something. And next one, you must continue like that. Task H, results and success. You must find continuation of a sentence, and it means matching. For example, I managed, manage, use it with to infinitive. I managed to get early. Yetib olishga, minishga ulgurdim. One is C. He finally succeeded in, and it can be F. We finally succeeded in our in getting all money back. One is A. We finally succeeded in getting all our money back. Barcha pullarimizni qaytarib olishni amalladik. Uddasidan chiqdik. He achieved. Unfortunately, we failed to. This means that you must continue like that. Task I. Here, you must find appropriate form of the verb. For example, infinitive without to, or just manage to do, succeed in doing something, achieve to do something, fail to do, means that. Blame, fault, criticize, accuse, and charge. Task J. Here, you are required to use appropriate noun or verb forms. Sometimes two options are possible. For example, first one, when I worked as a waiter, hotel manager found fault with everything I did. Found fault with everything I did. Travel agent was not to blame for our booking. Somebody, someone, to be to blame for something. Sayohat agentligi overbooking demak, oldindan buyurtma berishni oshib ketishga aybdor emas. I didn't think we should the coach driver for driving so slowly. We shouldn't criticize or blame. We shouldn't blame the coach driver for driving so slowly. He was only being careful. Men o'ylashimcha biza faqat coach driver, demak avtobus yoki turistik avtobus haydovchisini sekin haydamay bermasimiz kerak. U faqatgina ehtiyotkor bo'ldi. You must continue like that. Task K. Here you are to use appropriate preposition with nouns, with verbs, with infinitives. For example, were to blame for something. Blame something on somebody. And blame someone for something. Put the blame on somebody. Criticize someone for doing something. Find faults with someone. You must continue like that. Task L. Here's a paragraph. It's not much more than paragraph, and some words are missing, and they are given in a multiplied choice, ABCD. You must choose one of these options. Next, task grammar focus. Here are given 11 samples, and in each one, it's used some kind of modal verbs or equivalent of modal verbs, and you must find the meaning of these words. For example, I think we can afford to go abroad this summer. And here it goes expressing a future ability. One is E. Next one. Angela can swim really well. It's ability expressing current ability. Current was good because it's can, not could. Can I have an ice cream, please? It's not formal request. It's informal request, making an informal request. Yes, 3 is A. Could I have an application form? It's a polite way, yes. This is formal, it's not formal. Current, it's not strong. It's not strong suggestion. Expressing, it's not. It's here, it's also a request, and you must continue like that. Whether it's a formal request or informal request, you must find each meaning of these modal verbs in a sentence. Then, tourism. Here is a text related to tourism. Some words are missing and they are given in multiplied choice form. A, B, C, D, you must use one of these options. Tourism is big business. Millions of people around Europe spend their winters planning their destination. Yes, spend their winters planning their destination for the following summer, and their summers taking off, moving away, jetting off to foreign climate for 2 weeks. You must choose one of these options. Suppose that it's time. This is the exercise which I have explained now. This is the questions that I have asked about travel agencies. How useful do you think travel agents are? How accurate do you think all the brochures are? This task A, matching. Task B, finding appropriate word. Application ability, filling the gaps. Make, cause, arrange, letter, locale. Here is task D, that I have explained. Make somebody do, cause somebody to do. Application ability. Here are 6 sentences. We must find which one is correct and which one is incorrect. Task F, find appropriate forms, verb patterns, be made to do, be forced to do, and you must use these verbs in order to complete these lines. Results are success. You must find the continuation of a sentence and manage it to get. You succeeded in getting. And here is the complete the patterns. Manage to do, succeed in, achieve, doing something, fail to do, blame, fault, criticize. That's I have spoken. When I worked as a waiter, as a hotel manager, found fault with everything I did. Complete the patterns. To blame for something, blame something on someone, blame something for something, put the blame on something. You must continue like that. Task L, you must complete the text using appropriate form from multiple choice. And here is our 11 sentences that I have just spoken now. You should find the meaning of this modal verbs in a sentence. It's a request, it's ability or ability in the past, it's a prediction of future ability. And here is the text that I have just spoken about tourism. You must complete. And as a home task, I can say that we must get ready for speaking of today's topic. Goodbye.